I learned how to say my Polish is not good in Polish, but I said I mixed up the words and I said my Polish is not very. Like full stop. That was the sentence. My Polish is not very, because I used bardzo instead of dobre. Learn a little bit of the language. It'll help.
Oh, meeting foreigners. I think, and people like local people, but I think more the tourist people in like Old Town. I think people are always, because I'm a very person, so people are very open and honest about questions like, how does it feel to be Black in Poland, you know? So I think for me, it's always one of those questions. It's because of my personality. I always take it with a sense of humor, and I love how people are so scared to ask, but they're so inquisitive. So I think for me, it has to be meeting people from different countries that I wouldn't have met. 3 weeks ago, I met a bunch of guys from Switzerland. They were coming to a wedding of their friend. So, you know, those kind of things. I had a blast with them, and yes.
Well, my funniest moment would be when I went to the supermarket, the mall one day, and I finished my shopping. I was about to pay, and I couldn't really understand the lady, the cashier was trying to tell me I should pay using this point. I was like they're using my card, like the swipe card system or that you pay. I had no idea about what she was saying. And I brought her cash to want to pay. She was saying, no, you should pay. She was speaking in Polish. Then I now looked at her, and someone behind me said, oh, the guy that was behind me told me, no, he's behind. I should pay using this. I was very pretty embarrassed. I understood nothing of what she was saying. Then I now brought on my card, then I paid, then I left.
Okay, my funniest moment was about 3 weeks ago. I had not done any proper shopping, and I needed to get some clothes for winter. And on a Sunday, I was super, super excited to be going shopping. I got a cab, and they call it a taxi here. I got a taxi because we don't have Uber or Bolt in my village. I paid quite a little bit, but I was super excited. I got to the train station. I got on the train. I went to Rzeszów, and that Rzeszów is a city. And so when I got to Rzeszów, I got to one of the very big malls, and I was really, really excited. I had my card ready to spend. I had a little bit of extra cash as well. I really wanted to give myself a nice treat. And then I walked into the mall, and it was like a ghost town. It was just totally empty, because in Poland, shops do not open on Sunday. So that was quite a culture shock.
I remember there were definitely some times when I was trying to talk to my students, and they thought that they knew exactly what they were saying, and it was definitely coming off in a way that I was like, whoa, okay, do I need to contact someone? Is that okay? I especially had two girls. They were talking about, I think, a wedding. They were going to someone's house for a wedding, and they were my very little kids, and they were like, oh, we were going, but they don't know the word for wedding, they don't know the word for marriage. And they had said like, oh, I went over to mommy's friend's house so we could, and I was like, what? So you could what? And they're like, yeah, we went to see the, and I was like, you went to see the what? And they were like, yeah, with her and her friend. And I was like, what? But I was like, it's a wedding. And she was like, yeah, we got dressed up, and I wore my dress, and we got to watch. And I was like, okay. Okay, yeah, fine. That's good. I'm so happy that's a wedding for you. But yeah,
oh my God.
I was earnestly concerned for like minutes. I was like, oh no. But yeah, no, it was okay.
Funniest moment. Yes, I actually have one. So in the area where I teach, so sometimes I take a bus to go to the gym. So I have moments where strangers like to touch my hair, so they like to pet me. So I get a few strange pets in the bus, but I think it's good humor, because it's basically they're curious. They've never seen my kind.
I would say for me, specifically as a huge sports fan, for me it was incredible going to both the Wisła and the Cracovia football matches. I had never actually been to a European football match, And it was pretty incredible seeing all the chants and everybody unified together. But I would say, the most surprising thing that I saw there, which this I thought was fantastic, the people who were leading the cheer section were actually young kids. Like, I would say they were probably 10 to 12. This was at the Cracovia match. They had a little kid just mashing on the drums, and another kid, using his little voice so powerfully into this giant microphone. But yeah, I would say those were probably the most surprising things.
Well, it's funny to me, but like every day when I'm using the tram system, and I feel like I've gotten the tram system pretty, like I'm pretty knowledgeable about it now. It's gotten me, it's taken me a while to get there. But in the first few weeks of me trying to navigate the tram system, I was always getting stopped and asked by like older Polish people, like how to use the system, like where to buy a ticket. And they would always ask me in Polish, because they assumed that I was just a normal Polish citizen. And I would really want to help them. I would try to help them, but I wouldn't be able to speak their language. So it was like this awkward conversation where I would be like, I don't know, but you can buy the ticket here in this machine and you just press this. And for a while I was like standing with this older man for like 10 minutes trying to help him buy a ticket. And, I eventually ended up missing my tram because it came and I was still helping this older man. And I felt so sorry for him and we didn't understand each other, but eventually we bought the ticket for him and he was able to go. And it was a funny situation and it's happened multiple times.
I had a pretty funny moment of going to buy passport style photos at a little shop in Krakow. Basically, I went in there and there was this very, very old lady dressed entirely in a Catholic garb. And I went in there to go buy the photos. And the entire time she goes, what do you want? Okay, sit down over there. Don't smile. Write down your email address. No, write it down one more time. And I was sitting there just scared out of my mind. But at the end, I got the passport photos and went home. And it was this old, like it looked like some shop, I don't know, from the 80s or something like that. I mean, even the photo qualities and everything like that.
Well, I dropped my cell phone, this one, so you know how the story ends. I dropped this cell phone in the metro, right on the tracks. And before it hit the tracks, it was kind of resting on the door of the metro. And as I reached down to get the phone, the door started to close and it was almost like slow motion. I could see it tilting it sideways and it's going to drop. And just before my hands reach the phone, somebody jerks me from behind. And it's a man. In Polish, I think he's trying to save my life. At which point I watch the phone drop onto the tracks and I look at the man, I'm dejected. And he realizes I don't speak Polish and in his English, he says that he'll take me to a phone. He makes a call. He says that they'll turn the tracks off at 10 o'clock at night and that I can get my phone the next day at a station way across town after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, that's not cutting it for me. I don't think I'm going to be away from my phone for 36 hours. It's just not a good plan for me. So I get out of the metro. I go to the closest grocery store, which another great thing about the metro in Warsaw, there's grocery stores every half block. So I go to the store and I get me a broomstick and 2 broomsticks and 2 squeegees. And I'm going to fish the phone out of the tracks myself. I'm in the process of doing that and I have the phone. All I have to do is get it over and somebody grabs me from behind and jerks me back again, saving my life. The Polish people are so nice. 2 random strangers attempted to, quote, save my life at the metro station. Needless to say, the phone then fell further onto the tracks. I scooped it off, swept it off. The guard came. I think because of the scene that I created, I was able to actually come back the next morning at 5 a.m., talk to the station manager, and get my phone.
My funniest moment would be I had Kids Juniors, which is an age between 5 and 7, and they had to make. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Kids Junior. It was kids, just normal kids. They had to make a sock puppet, and then we had to make a sort of a play, an imaginary play, and them all going, "How do you do?" "Very well, thank you," in all their different little voices. It was just hilarious.